barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. So, DAZN is liquidating some assets. And I appreciate you guys wanting to know my input on this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I haven't listened. I'm not sure if Fanon did a video on this. He's the lawyer in the group. But I'm going to just use my practicality. I've never been a lawyer. Don't claim to be. But if Fanon, I have to go to his page and see if he titled it like this. But I'm interested to hear his take on this as well. But here's my take on this. I equate this to, like, I use a real example that I have. My last property that I bought, I had to pull some equity out of one of my properties to get another property, right? And I'm uncertain if they're doing that, maybe because I wanted to acquire this to acquire more assets, right? So I'm uncertain if they're doing this. But let me tell you this. They should not be, in my humble opinion, they should not be doing this in year one. It throws up a lot of red flags. It throws up a lot of questioning. It's on the heels of them literally doubling their prices 100%, you know. So literally doubling their prices 100%. I said the same thing twice. And so what that would mean to me, if I am a fighter's manager, if I am a fighter's promoter, is that they don't have any liquidity in their bank accounts, and they need to acquire some liquid to pay for the realities of what they're doing. Now, they lied. See, here's where you're not going to trick Fred. They lied and said that they're using it to acquire some live sports in America. Well, if you listen to John Skipper 3 weeks ago at the Triple G, there is no live sports available to acquire. NFL, baseball, basketball, college football. They are all locked in and tied up in the contracts for some years to come. So they are lying about wanting to acquire live sports. Now, do they want to acquire live sports? Yes, but they know they're not in position to acquire any live sports as we speak of today. The reason why they need to liquidate is because they over-leveraged themselves. And I am a man of common sense. I am a man of reality. You cannot convince me that they have enough assets to cover their overhead. And the reason why I believe that is they say Canelo's making $365 million. Triple G's making $30 million. Everyone's making all this money. And they don't have the money. Let me tell you something. I'm going to be as real as I can be. If a fighter made $30 million a fight, he would show you he made $30 million a fight. I don't know how he would show you, but he would show you. Floyd Mayweather throw it in your face, right? I got a $100 million check here. Look at it. I pay myself, right? But if Triple G, Canelo, and people are going to say, well, Triple G is a quiet person. He will find a way to show you he's making all this money. Anthony Joshua will show you he's making all this. Somehow, maybe they go buy a Bugatti. Maybe they relocate. Maybe they go buy a mansion. They will show you that they have all these assets, right? Do I believe that Canelo made $32 million against, I don't know who that guy is. What's his name? Rocky Balboa? Rocky Cunningham? What's his name? Damn. He was a WBA regular champion. I don't even know his name. My gosh. Anyways, man, they got too many belts in boxing. So, Rocky Fielding. That's what it was. Rocky Fielding. I don't believe he made $32 million against him. And John Skipper is up against it. I believe John Skipper is, he went in this for selfish reasons. He didn't go in it with a 100% intellect. The reason why I know he didn't go into this with 100% intellect is because he had the mental cachet to make the right decisions if he helped broker those deals at ESPN. He knows the American market. He said he hired Eddie Hearn because it was a UK company. He should have went in and told him we can't hire Eddie Hearn as the leader of the DAZN because he has no allies here in America. He has no segue, right? So I think he went into it for selfish gains to try and uproot some of the threshold or what ESPN. Maybe he wanted a piece of the ESPN market, you know. And Eddie Hearn obviously came over here to be the greatest promoter in the world. You know, that was his goal. So John Skipper made some very upper management terrible decisions, in my humble opinion. I could be wrong, but they over leveraged themselves. They're top heavy. They're like it's like when you ever ate a sandwich or a hamburger where it's too much fucking bread. It's like, dude, like you got to take one bun off just to enjoy the meat. They have no meat. They have Canelo, Triple G, Anthony Joshua, and that's it. You have to have, in order to be successful at the end of the day, you have to have a well-rounded foundation. And you don't have to be great at everything, you know. But at the end of the day, all roads leads through Al Heyman and PBC because of the quantity of fighters. I didn't say quality. Because of the quantity of fighters, he has to deal with them. So I think it's going to be tough. I think the realities of what DAZN is attempting to do is going to be very challenging. They don't have the liquid to compete. They don't have the marketing strategy. They don't have. They're a cancer in terms of media. They literally bought the wrong media. You know, they made a grave decision by not getting the media who's working every day. You know, on the boots, on the ground, and they made a grave. That was a fatal move by them. Eddie Hearn should have came on Trill Box and Talk and said, "Hey, what's up? I know y'all don't like me. I know y'all don't. I know. But let's he said, I know y'all don't, but I respect what you do. You know, that would have changed the narrative immensely. Immensely. Anyways, man. Barbershop conversations. They are liquidating assets to pay for their overhead. They've over leveraged themselves. See, I know all about over leveraging myself because sometimes I over leverage myself in terms of time versus getting things done. I don't over leverage myself financially in my 40s because I have 2 kids now, right? So I over leverage myself and like, man, I got to do 15 things a day, right? Like today, I have to go back and do some repairs so I can pass my inspection today. It's simple stuff. I got to go paint a wall. Got to go unclog a drain. It takes 20 minutes for me to do that, right? So once I do that, I'll pass my inspection and I'll, you know, whatever the case may be. So I have 30 things to do, right? And sometimes I can get ahead of myself and believe I'm 25, but I'm not. But they made the grave error of doing it financially. And when you make a grave error of doing it financially, you have to exhaust yourself. You have to exhaust your assets to get that money. And they might be selling their assets of 80% of what it's worth, 85% of what they're worth, because I wouldn't say they're completely desperate, but they're slightly desperate. And DAZN, I don't believe will fail. I believe they will always have a marketplace in America for as long as they want. But what I do believe is that their value won't be where they desire it to be. So I would encourage every employee of the American version of DAZN, make sure you understand when you sign a contract or you're up for renewal, make sure you understand your severance packages. Make sure you understand your out clause, because they're not where they thought they would be right now, because or else they wouldn't have doubled their prices and look to liquidate assets. So, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe. They tried to bamboozle us by saying they was trying to acquire live sporting events. What they gonna get? Cricket? Bowling? What they gonna get? Ping pong? Go ahead. We don't watch that shit over here. we don't. We listen. We got 4 sports to care about, and it's year round. For real. What you gonna try and make soccer popular over here? Barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.